So I'm working on my 2017 Dodge Ram 1500. I'm currently installing an S&B cold air intake that I got during the week and just haven't had time to install it. Got home a little early today and said I'd go for it. So I'm taking out the liner right now, and there's bolts along this bottom, and then a couple along the ridge all the way around. Then there's a bolt up on top, another bolt, and there's a couple of these push-in plastics in the center, and then there's a couple of these style on the inner front fender right there. So I only have one more bolt to get out, and I'll be taking this liner down and taking it out. In the very back also there's a electrical connection. I don't know if you could see it back through there, but there's electrical connection back there that you gotta pop from the inside. I just pushed up on it with a flathead screwdriver and just pushed it through the hole, and that was all I needed. So I've got an 8mm socket, and just finished taking this last bolt out. This liner should come out. The reason you're taking out this liner is to access the bottom bolts that hold the airbox in place on the top side. These are the bolts here that we're trying to get to. There and there, and that's to get out that airbox. So we'll get those tools and we'll get that out. On the top side here, after you disconnect the ground battery, which I still need to do, then take off the sensor here, take off the hose clamp there, hose clamp back there, pull this wire, and then there's a bolt here, bolt on the back, and this box should just lift straight out, and then we'll get to putting the new pieces on. So I'll get that done and see where we'll go next. The clamps off, as well as the plug, and there's pins here that you have to pull past. They're a little tight after you take off the hose, and I like to leave the hose on there to just protect anything falling down. So you have to take off this hose as well, but this whole piece will then just lift out. You just got to swing it a little bit because of this piece. But that'll come out. You need to get this sensor out, so just know that you're gonna have to get that out at some point. I'll leave that there for now, and get this box opened up and see what's in there. This is the looks like it's gonna rain and storm. That's the way it always goes, but this is the box. S&B cold air intake for the 2017 Dodge Ram. So I had already opened it and just took a peek of the instructions, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. They're decent instructions. This is the plate for the top of the box, the Pexi, so it's protected. Set it out of the way for now. Bunch of large pieces. Some hoses and grommets or connectors. That's where that sensor is going to go in. Into that. All your new hose clamps. looks pretty decent. I should go wash my hands. Yeah, I'll wash. Alright, so there's a big badass filter in there. Pretty cool. So from what I already read on the instructions, I'm going to put this sucker together, and I need my two hands to do that. So basically, the box piece, I'll get these pieces together real quick and I'll come right back and show you the S&B air filter, putting it together. The directions are pretty decent. I'm just starting them. Well, at least starting putting the box together. Let's see, I've already taken apart everything, and it says put grommet D into the airbox M, and the pictures are pretty decent. Grommet D shows on the paperwork. There's two of them, and it's the only rubber grommet I can find. So just put that up in there and keep putting this together and get the box built, and then we can just drop it into the truck. I'm just attaching now the air intake to the box with the bolts they supply in the package. Obviously the flat washer, lock washer, and then the bolt. Looks like it's going to start raining. I'll have to move in. The air intake snorkel bolted on to the main air cleaner housing. You just kind of angle it in there, this piece first, and then the box back down in there. Then you just tighten in the factory, use the same factory bolt, and you could put this one here in, then underneath as well. But the one underneath they actually supply a bolt for. Also make sure to leave it loose right now as you're putting it in. And we're going to come back later on and tighten that up. And again, I'm not going to tighten it up, just leave it loose for now, because obviously that backside has to come up, and we've got to seat that a little bit better. See how it looks from underneath. Actually, that's where that bolt's going to go, right there. So I'm actually going to get that out of the package and stick that in. It's the longer one. I'll stick that in and come back. On installing this box, those two bolts in the bottom there go to the inner wheel well liner, and the bolts go down and secure. Not so excited about the gap right here that I can stick my fingers in, because this does not line up to where it needs to be. So I mean, I've got everything where it needs to be. That bolt right there is, you know, it's not going to go down an inch, so I'll have to fill that in with something. But you know, it's not the end of the world. It's still breathing. I just thought it should fit a little bit better for that price. Got all the inside bolts and everything put back, and these little push pins there. They supply you with 3 new ones. I was able to reuse one of the old ones because they've got a much bigger head on them. And then make sure you install that wiring harness that goes on the back of that wheel well. Make sure that's secure. And now basically I'm going to finish putting together this box. Put this air filter onto this adapter and slide that into that box, and keep on going. With these 4 screws and rubber washers to secure the lid, a clear lid on top of the airbox. So shorter ones will go next to, and the longer ones to the far side. This also secures this panel with the air filter in there. It's decent looking. Again, the only disappointment I have so far is that it doesn't line up on that air intake spot right there. Which again, it's still getting air, but you know. So I'll get these all tightened up, and then I have to change the sensor onto the other hose and secure that. We'll go for a ride and see what that's like. All in, I think it looks pretty good. These connectors here went on just fine. The hose clamps and the silicone like adapter, as well as down there. I would not tighten the piece onto here yet. Like, you know, get that on semi, put it all together, and then you can adjust it back and forth, because it's not like 100% perfect, so you can move it back and forth across there to get it where it needs to be. This plastic top here does have a little edge around it, which I think is fine. It could have been all the way out to the edge and cut better, or it could have had a little rubber edge or something put on it. That's something they could upgrade. I mean, for the money you spend on this kit, you're going to expect top, and again, I'm still disappointed about this little gap down in here, and this piece is put on exactly how it needs to be and everything mounted in there, and there's no way moving that piece down there, so I'll seal that up. But I just need to reconnect the battery and give her a start up and see what she sounds like. Should have had a little bit to the sound. I do have a Flowmaster, off-brand Flowmaster, basically. Originally, when I got the truck, I took off the muffler instantly, and then drove around like that for a week or so and pissed off the neighbors. And then I finally got the muffler put back on and everything put back together, so it's how it's supposed to be. So should be good to go. I'm just going to tighten up this bolt, just double check everything one more time. We'll start her up. It's all tied, everything's in. I'll give her a start up and see. I really can't tell the difference if she's louder or not. But that's what she sounds like. We'll see what the throttle response is when we take her for a ride. See what that's like a little bit later. That's the S&B air filter on the 2017 Dodge Ram. Alright, so here we are driving it next day after installing the cold air intake. I actually definitely notice it's a little louder. I mean, I don't know if that's just me. I think it's a little louder, and has a little more get up, I guess. When you're on the highway, I'm going 60 right now, and you know, if I need to like get down on it and shift down, I mean, I'm not all the way down, but just to get that to shift down, I can definitely feel it move better than it did before. I mean, it doesn't have to build up as much to try to get there. I mean, right when it shifts down and gets that power surge, I guess it's a little bit more cleaner. Was it all worth $300 and some and all that time? Could have been a little bit cheaper. Would have felt a little bit better. But it definitely looks better when you open the hood. That definitely looks good. So all in all, not bad.